Hey guys, so welcome to another Zabbix Spotlight short interview, and today with us we have Evgeny. So hello, nice to see you here. Could you tell us briefly who you are, what you do for the Zabbix community? You for sure are quite noticeable in different community resources, so give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Yeah, hi, my name is Evgeny Yurchenko. I work for a company named BGmot. We are operating in Canada, providing basically IT services, but major stuff is monitoring. This is what we are trying to deliver to our customers, monitoring and automation.
Okay.
Monitoring, it comes to Zabbix.
Yeah, and right before this recording you told that it's better to write some sort of the script or some integration instead of taking an interview. So what is your experience as being a developer or someone who can write a code and create some customized functionality inside the product, not the one which is available out of the box?
Well, speaking about developing experience, it goes back to grade 9 when I was trying to build my first computer. I had to learn hard assembler language, and then it was number of languages like BASIC, Fortran, exotic chill language, PHP, Perl, Python, shell scripting, so the whole bunch of different languages. Apparently now I'm using these days PHP and Python.
Okay, and what did exactly, or what turned around in the world which brought you to the Zabbix software, and what was the start? Were you just, as usual, Zabbix monitoring engineers configuring some monitoring with, I don't know, network devices, servers, or was it right from the start to create something that will be useful, but what is not available out of the box?
Yeah, first of all, Zabbix attracted me as an IT support engineer, like an open source monitoring solution. Open source means you can do whatever you want with this software, this product. And yeah, you're right, it basically comes to customization. Whatever is not available out of the box, you can code it. So this is main kind of advantage of any software, open source software, and Zabbix in particular. So we have perfect monitoring solution plus customizable up to your needs.
Could you tell or call some, in your opinion, best or most important, most useful customizations, integrations with the Zabbix that you created that helps you to solve daily monitoring problems or tasks?
Yeah, these days most popular is kind of two things. First of all, two-factor authentication. I made it first available just for specific client because they just required two-factor authentication to move Zabbix to production, but two-factor authentication is not available out of the box. So I decided, why not? So I just took this challenge, completed, and now we have 3 types of customization, two-factor authentication. Google 2FA, Microsoft two-factor authentication, and Duo. There is company, third-party provider, very robust, very enterprise level two-factor authentication. So that's the first one. And the second one was Active Directory authentication based on groups. The feature that is very long-awaited, it's coming with 6.4, but up to this moment, customers, users of Zabbix need to install something on top of out-of-the-box solution to be able to authenticate users based on LDAP group membership.
Yeah,
these are 2 most important.
Those are pretty good, and I think it's interesting that pretty often there are some feature requests for the Zabbix, and community is the one who first implements some unofficial solutions, and then after some time we can see the same functionality officially. So we're talking also a lot about open source, and the Zabbix is open source, where community plays a huge role, and everything is available for everyone. You who works for other company, of course you have some solutions created specifically for the customer, which is not for the public use, but are there some integrations, patches, add-ons, whatever for the Zabbix that you created and that are available for the community to download and use it in their instances?
Yes, actually I disagree. Whatever I develop, I make it publicly available. This is my first, before I start developing for a particular customer, I say, okay, whatever I develop for you, it will fit your needs, but it will be available publicly because it's open source community. And yes, I have a GitHub page, whatever you call it, and bunch of projects. Every web module has its own project repository. It's available, you can fork it, you can contribute it. Actually, I have people contributing to my projects. Yes, everything is in GitHub. Everything is available for you. Like, if your security team is not comfortable with this custom solution, feel free to inspect my source code. No problem at all. It's actually power of open source. I know big companies are afraid of the word open source. They think this is something immature, cheap, that can go away tomorrow. It's not true. I can assure you, open source is the way to go, and this is the most robust, most reliable, most secure solution in current world. So open source is the way to go.
And that's a great mindset of like sharing everything that we create for all the people for free, available 24/7, no matter what. Probably the only thing that they need to keep in mind is to keep up with the recent versions of the Zabbix, because not all integrations are backwards compatible.
Yes, true.
And if we would take like example, I don't know, that's just a rough guess, but if we take 10 Zabbix engineers, let's call them like that, probably only like 2 or 3 would be able to actually code something, to create some scripts, integrations, again, plugins, whatever, to extend functionality of the Zabbix. But it is really beneficial and really helps to get like the maximum of your needs from the monitoring product, and just makes everybody happy, including the customers. What would be like your key advice for some Zabbix engineers who are good with a Zabbix, good with Linux databases, networking, whatever, but they're not good at coding, but they decide that, okay, I need to step up and actually learn something to develop some new plugin or some extension for the Zabbix? Where to start? Because it's definitely not easy.
Yeah, where to start is, the only answer is just start. And start with looking at somebody else's code. Zabbix source code is available, so just look at Zabbix code, written by Zabbix company. It's very quality code, it's nice. You can learn a lot by just analyzing how things are done within Zabbix. And when you understand how it's done within Zabbix, it's very easy to expand to kind of do the same, but for your own purpose. The same viewing model, the same widgets, it just blends into Zabbix as a whole, like naturally. It's like you are developing from Zabbix inside. So yeah, main advice, just take a look at Zabbix code itself. That's it.
And if there are some problems or troubles, so I decided to develop my first extension and I'm stuck at some step, people can always ask for help in our like community resources. I know that you're very active in Telegram, right? So
Yep.
if there are some issues, they can try to ask for the help. But I guess the main thing is to ask questions correctly,
Yes.
not like, hey, I need this, show me how to do that, but more like talk about, okay, I'm trying to do this and I have this issue in this code lines. Perhaps you can give some insights like where am I wrong and what way should I work with.
You're absolutely correct. We have very smart people in Zabbix Telegram channel, international Zabbix Telegram channel. So if you know English language, feel free to join. Nobody will write code for you, but we'll definitely guide you, give you direction. Any problems, any technical problems, questions, we are there to help, and I'm not alone. There is a bunch of guys here, as I said. Yeah, feel free to ask, no problem at all. Community is very active, and I'm very glad I'm participating in that community, actively participating. But because again, I like open source, I like share my knowledge. The more people start coding, the better for everybody.
Sure, I guess we can take the advice and actually just start, even if we don't have the skills for Python or any other language, and if you need help from the guys who already are experienced in this, you can join our community channels. And again, like if English is not your language, we have a lot of those channels in different languages, different countries, so community is pretty huge, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to find your help. So thank you, Evgeny, for your talk today and good answers, and we'll see you later.
Anytime. Thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure.